Mistake number 2 is not mastering SEO and using it correctly. This is really, really important. 95% of dental practices get 0 patients free from Google. In other words, they have to pay money in the form of Google Ads if they want to get patients from Google. So 95% of them get almost 0 or very little patients from Google for free. That's just how the SEO algorithms work. Why is that the case? Because Google makes $224 billion. So if everyone gets free traffic, then nobody's going to pay Google $224 billion. But if only 5% of you will get free traffic, then the other 95% will pay Google $224 billion. So it's just pure economics. So practices either dominate SEO or they get nothing. It's a dichotomy. It's like either you get into that top school or you don't. Like Stanford doesn't have a Stanford B school where even if you don't qualify, you can go to Stanford B school. There's no Stanford B school. Same thing. Either you are in the top 5% and you're getting 95% of the traffic, or you don't. There's no like in between. If you are in the top 5%, you get unfair advantages in life. Just like you go to the top dental school, you get a lot of advantages, right? Versus if you're not, your only option is to pay money and buy that traffic day in and day out for the rest of your career. So I don't want you to struggle. I want you to dominate. So dominating SEO requires, so how do you know you're in the top 5%? You will rank for 100 or more keywords and phrases related to dentistry within 12 months. If you're not ranking 100 or more keywords and phrases within 12 months, that means you don't have a good SEO strategy, good SEO plan. The need to explore how to achieve SEO dominance and access whether your practice is making the most. So you want to kind of understand how to dominate SEO. So here is the actual chart. Again, when I said only 5% of you will get 95% of the traffic, I was not making it up. This is based on a study where they studied a billion visits, and billion web pages. And they found out that 5% of them get 95% of the traffic and the others don't. And literally 90% of the pages on the internet get 0 traffic from Google. So literally they get 0, zilch, nothing. So do you want to be in the 90% who gets no traffic, or do you want to be in the 5% who get 95% of the traffic? So search engine optimization is about getting into the top 5%. So you get 95% of the free traffic. Like I mentioned earlier, it's because Google makes so much money. That's why they make SEO so hard. So there is a bigger number of people, 95% of people, who have no choice but to give money to Google in ads. Now, of course, you don't have to give money to Google in ads. You can rely on a PPO plan, which is even more expensive. So let me reframe this quote for dentistry. 95% of the practices either have to give Google a lot of money for ads or have to give PPO plans a lot in terms of write-offs to get those patients. So do you want to be in the 95% camp who's spending 5 times, 10 times, if you're on a PPO plan, 30 times more money? Or do you want to be in the SEO camp who's spending 1/30th or 1/10th, a fraction on marketing, right? So, I mean, of course, it's pretty obvious what camp we all want to be in. We don't want to spend 10 times more or 30 times more. So how do you get into the top 5%? Google cares about 6 things. Just like getting into a top dental school, they care about a few things: your GPA, your interviews, your DAT scores, etc. Google cares about 6 things. If you ace all of them, you will get into the top 5%. NAP consistency, Google Lighthouse Score, Google Eat, original content, quality backlinks, love letter monthly, Google reviews. NAP consistency, Google Lighthouse Score, Google Eat, original content, quality backlink, love letter monthly, Google reviews. NAP is all about name, address, phone number. There are hundreds of sites. In our case, we have a large team. We go and find these issues for each client and we fix them. Google Lighthouse Score, same thing. We have a large team that looks at every single page, and anytime your Lighthouse Score drops for any one of your pages, and we fix it. Google Lighthouse algorithm is changing at least once a week or once a month, depending on like what Google wants to do. And anytime it changes, your Lighthouse Score will drop. You have to fix it, and it's for every page. Google Eat, again, it has to be done on every page. E stands for expertise, A for authority, T for trust. If any of you have any more questions, I would recommend book a marketing strategy meeting with Laila, because she can go through this with you. And not only that, she can help you find out how you're doing in each one of these 6 areas. NAP consistency. So here is an example. Here the name is Live Smiles Dental Care. So the one thing I want you to notice is there are 4 words. So everywhere on the internet, you need to write your name, if this is how you want to write it, exactly the same way everywhere. What people do is some places it's Life Smiles is 1 word, another place it's 2 words. That's an inconsistency. And because all these sites are run by different people, they don't care that they don't care to find out what's the right way to write the name, and they don't use it. So you have to keep fighting this battle. Anytime you see a problem, you fix it. Same thing with address. Can you comment on this, Laila?
Sorry, I was responding to something. I was trying to comment. Could you repeat the question?
Yeah, so I want to talk about when you look at NAP consistency, what do you find with clients?
Yes, when most clients that I talk to have NAP inconsistency issues, at least to a minor degree. It can be something as small as like E for East in Shave Boulevard. If you have a period after that, now you have an issue with the address. When it comes to the name, it has to be done the exact same every single time. I was recently talking to a doctor who was going to put a colon in their name for all their profiles. I was recommending against that because now you have something that's very easy to cause a lot of grief. You want it simple, and you need the name to be very consistent. Like, let's take Life Smiles. It can be Life space Smiles. It could be done as 1 word. It has to be the same every single time. So you have 3 elements: the name, the address, the phone number, hence NAP. And you need each one of those to be 100% consistent. No discrepancies from the E period, road, spelled out, abbreviated. There's so many ways that things can be done differently. You need to come up with one consistent answer. That's what Google's looking for. And this is a very crucial part of marketing overall. You need all of these elements to be consistent on every single one of your profiles.
Okay,
And you
original
need a team
content.
behind you to do it.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, this is a big issue, NAP. And I have to say 95% of the web practices, or even like 98, don't work on it well. So it's an area you need to work on. Original content, again, a big issue that you find. How many practices you think have issues with original content? Like, I mean, like when you talk to them on the marketing strategy meeting.
I would say over 75%. It varies from the practice that has the company that every single word on every single page is duplicated to the ones that are at the 7 to 8%. But I would say over half, it's the majority of the content. But even if it's just 7% of the words on about half their pages, they're failing. Google has a very, very, as you see on the screen, small percentage, 5%, 5 out of every 100 words. So if you have things saying that a crown is a cap that fits on the tooth, do that enough times, you see it all over the place, you're going to fail when it comes to original content. You need, again, to have a team. As you can see, we have 15 dedicated content writers who are writing the content for our clients. It's not easy. I started out in content before I moved into other aspects. It is hard. Content writers, to meet Google standards, have to be magicians. They write the content, they run it through a tool called Copyscape, which is what I use to find out what clients have as far as duplication.
Thank you, Laila. So Laila is so many, she has been 12 years of experience. So what she does is she looks at where you stand on all these 6 areas, and then she'll tell you if you're doing really well or you're not. If you're not doing really well, she also will tell you, what's the plan or what you should need to do to get there. Like she will literally set goals for you in each one of these 6 areas. So it's a great use of time if any of you want to talk to her to talk about your marketing. Again, one of the 6 horsemen that can kill you. It's like if all horsemen are happy, then you do well. If any of those horsemen are not happy, then you're not in the top 5%. It's called EAT. E stands for expertise, A for authority, and T for trust. I can spend a lot of time on it. I'm not going to because of time. So Laila is here as you met her. So she does the marketing strategy meeting. She has more than 12, 13 years of experience in marketing. And the one thing that I hear consistently from everyone who meets with her is 89% of them said it's the best marketing meeting they have ever had. And the reason is she spent 6 hours before the meeting to kind of study where each practice is in a detailed level, both with regards to Google and both with regards to the dental buyer's journey. So if you don't have good landing pages, if you have any of those 6 issues, she will tell you where the issues are. And then she'll give you a plan or a 12-month plan on how to fix it. The goal is for you to get into the top rank for 100 or more keywords and get into the top 5%. And then, of course, have great landing pages. The special offer we have is for the holiday season. Anybody who books with a meeting with Laila and then decide to work with us over the next 30 days, you will also receive $250 savings in month 1 and month 2. So that's our gift to you. Our fee is all inclusive. It's $12.50 all inclusive, and we don't nickel and dime. In the first 2 months, because typically there's so many issues to fix, we will do 140 extra hours worth of work, which means you pay for 30 hours a month, but in the first 2 months, we are gifting you 140 hours. The other reason we do that is 95% of our clients never leave us. So it's a win-win for all of us. In the first 2 months, we build a custom designed website with original content that Google loves. Then with the help of the 14 teams, we do the things that Google cares about and we need to worry about from a buyer's journey standpoint to make it better, make it better. So the number of phone calls, the number of new patients continues to get better over time. And that's why the longer a client is with us, the more patients they see. Life Smiles, for example, gets 100 new patient calls a month. 100 new patient calls a month, and they don't do anything other than SEO. So their marketing budget is 1/3 of 1%. Think about it, versus PPO plans, half of what you make. 1/3 of 1% or half of what you make. So it works, but you have to have this long-term vision and you have to stick with things.